Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live stream here on the channel for the Black Hood crew. I am your host slash chauffeur, BHCxDark. Name is always there in the corner. As always, you follow along on YouTube and Facebook at the Black Hood crew. Then follow along at my name directly on Twitch, Twitter, Steam, Trovo, TikTok, Instagram. It is Monday, February 13th of 2023, my bad. And I'm on my way to work. It is a very clear day, blue skies all around. I don't even see a single cloud. Which is what it is. I'm on my way to work on this nice day, so be indoors. I didn't even watch the Super Bowl yesterday. Even though I was at work and there was an abundance of televisions available, yeah, I didn't even bother. They did show two commercials that got me kind of hyped. First was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which is looking to shape up to have a couple people not be around anymore. Anyway, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 coming out this year. Looks like it's going to be something you definitely got to watch, and some people will become being introduced to the MCU, as well as losing some people that have already been established in the MCU. So we'll have to wait and see who's who, but there's plenty of ideas out there, plenty of potential that are coming and going, some shown in the commercial and some not. The other one, and the one that actually had me more hyped, was The Flash. Now, outside of your feelings for Ezra Miller, who is just an absolutely terrible person on screen, outside of any feelings you might have towards Ezra Miller, this movie looks like it's going to be something big. Now, there was a time that I would have said that if the DCEU wants to have any hope of becoming a thing, that Warner Brothers and DC basically have to do Flashpoint Paradox and use that film as not only the universal reset button on your extended universe, but also your springboard for introducing new characters. And that's exactly what they're doing. I don't know if they heard me, but this is definitely the way they should be handling it. For anybody that saw the commercial, definitely go see it. Ben Affleck's Batman is in it. We just saw him standing there as Bruce Wayne talking to Barry Allen. But the fact that his Bruce Wayne exists means his Batman is there as well. They're bringing back my Batman growing up, Michael Keaton, as the one and only Dark Knight. Um, and they're finally introducing Kara Zor-El, who is Kal-El, his cousin. So this is shaping up to be a very interesting restart to the ECU. I'm looking forward to it. I will definitely be watching The Flash when it comes out this year. I think they said it's June. Definitely going to be the one to watch if you are a fan of just DC movies in general, or just DC characters. Because this is definitely a good point. I mean, I wouldn't say good point, but it's a long time coming for them to finally do their reboot. Because the DC cinematic universe got a very poor start. Initially, it started out strong. Yeah, that's exactly what I just said. The Flash movie is going to heavily rely on the Flashpoint Paradox storyline from the comic book, which they also did an animated film of. So it's going to take heavily from the comic book because, again, the idea of the Flashpoint Paradox was essentially the universal reset button on the cinematic universe, on the comic book universe, or the animated movie universe, that allowed for certain aspects of already established literature to basically be erased and rewritten to favor a better outcome going forward. And this is what I was hoping for that they would do with the Flash movie. I'm glad this is what it's becoming because, again, they needed it. The DC cinematic universe got what I thought was going to be a strong start. It ended up flailing completely. And it's just, like, I thought it was going to be strong. Man of Steel was very, very good start. Aquaman, again, a very decent start. Wonder Woman, very good start to introducing these characters. But like I said before, Warner Brothers and DC jumped the gun. They tried to create their Avengers initiative, their Avengers movie, too soon without getting all of the puzzle pieces in place. Like in the MCU, we didn't get the first Avengers movie until literally everybody else had either already had their solo film or more than one, or they had been featured in multiple films already, establishing their characters before they created the Avengers. And DC jumped the gun when it came to bringing up the Justice League, even though this was the eventual outcome of, again, creating these characters, giving them movies, yada, yada, yada. Ring King Below states, I think they're taking a risk bringing Superwoman because they canceled the series Superwoman many don't care for. I'm already seeing complaints about people rather than see Cavill. So at the end of the day, what's done is done. And that's not Superwoman, it's Supergirl. Kara Zor-El is Superman's cousin. That is Supergirl. But they're taking the aesthetic of Superwoman, the short hair, the suit. Yes, there are people going to be angry that Henry Cavill's not Superman anymore. I'm one of them. But I'm giving this an opportunity because this is a new character that has not been featured in any kind of film debut, really. So they have a good opportunity to come in strong, like they did with Man of Steel and Henry Cavill, and give her a strong initial opening. Now, from the clips that we saw from the commercial, it's showing that, okay, this is a Supergirl from another universe where she has been captured. So this is kind of like, again, Flashpoint paradox, where they went looking for an alternate version of Superman, but he had been captured as a child and locked up by the government. This is in an alternate timeline. So they basically replaced Superman with Supergirl, but it still did that whole, hey, I grew up in a government facility never knowing there were other people out there or just a whole world out there. Let me try and make this crap show that I've been brought into worth something. And that's what eventually became for Superman in that alternate timeline. And how I believe this is going to go forward for Supergirl going forward with her debut. Now, eventually, I don't know if they're going to push this forward, but eventually there's going to be a collapsing of the multiple universes. Kind of like the multiverse with Marvel, they didn't really have a collapsing of the universes into a singular universe. DC did have that. They had a complete collapse, multiple different universes, multiple iterations of these characters with slight changes here and there. They had their collapsing the universes and just creating a singular timeline, singular universe. Given the point that this is relying heavily on Flashpoint paradox, this Flash movie looks like to be the introduction of multiple versions of the same comic book character, maybe with different origins, different backgrounds, different ways of doing things. But I think it can work. Again, they need to use this for what it actually is. It's not a Flash movie, but it is basically a DCEU reset button. And this is going to give them an opportunity, or at least put them in a favorable position to get things done correctly. Introduce characters in a timely manner, give people the appropriate showings that they deserve, and then ultimately reach a point where they can give us a proper Justice League, and not just a small grouping Justice League. I'm talking about like Justice League Unlimited, where you have all these characters. Not only do you have Superman, but Supergirl is there as well. Not only is there Batman, but you have Robin, you have Nightwing, you have the Flash, but you also have Kid Flash. Not only do you have Green Lantern, but you also have the Lantern Corps. Martian Manhunter needs to be a thing because it's too long, really. So, again, this is an opportunity for them. This is less of a Flash movie and more a Flashpoint paradox movie, which both do have the Flash, Barry Allen in this case, as the central character, kind of driving this force forward, driving this change forward. But it's the stuff that happens around him that we are more concerned about. So I'm looking forward to it because for what it's going to be, or what the opportunity brings with it. So it's only a matter of time to see if they do with this opportunity what they should have done with the springboard that they created initially with Man of Steel, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman, which again were good movies, very good starts. They had their flaws, but they were good starts for what they were. This is an opportunity for them to get things right, to set things right. Because again, they are horribly behind Marvel when it comes to getting these unified storylines forward. know what I mean? So it's fine that they used the reset button already. I just hope that they use it properly. They take the opportunity and do something with it that's actually going to create a more positive future for the DC Cinematic Universe, DCCU. Now, I know that they have other projects in place that are going to be part of like the extended universe that aren't necessarily going to be part of their main timeline or main storyline. You know what I mean? We'll see how those come about, how they get, worked out. But again, I'm excited for this because, again, this is a new opportunity. And I just hope they don't fumble this one, they don't screw it up. Like they did when they brought the Justice League too soon. They already somehow managed to introduce Doomsday, which hopefully this will retcon and get rid of, and they can reintroduce Doomsday later on. Maybe we'll finally get a proper story arc involving Darkseid. So we'll see. It's not like they don't have a shortage of available material to work on. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be Injustice. Really. Well, Marvel haven't doing well anyway. That's purely opinion. I think that they have more hits than misses lately, where it just started out as just hit after hit after hit. DC was the reverse, more misses than hits, and big misses, might I add. But I honestly don't think this is going to turn into Injustice, because again, Injustice involves an already fully formed Justice League, an already fully formed Justice Board, if you would. They're not even close to that. We don't have a Superman. We don't have a Green Lantern. We don't have Martian Manhunter. Like, we don't have a lot of very key players. Like, we don't have a Lex Luthor who's, we don't have a proper Joker for Superman to kill. So I don't think it's going to go the way of Injustice. I think it's going to be more like Flashpoint Paradox can be used as a reset button and springboard forward. Hopefully in a positive sense. But we'll see. Again, this is an opportunity. Hopefully they don't screw it up. And yeah, DC should do their own thing, but they should have done their own thing at their own pace. But they rushed it to try to keep up with Marvel, and I always thought that was a bad idea. They should have gone at their own pace, introduced their characters appropriately in a timely manner, eventually leading to their Avengers film, which would have been Justice League. But they pushed it too soon, they pushed it too hard, too quickly, and they ended up screwing it up completely. And that's why this film should be what it honestly should be, as that reset button. That, let's go ahead and start from the beginning. Is it going to be used that way? I can hope. From what the dialogue given and the scenes shown in the commercial, it has the potential for leading to the Flashpoint and giving DC an opportunity to, hey, slow down, get themselves in a proper working order, get some actual concrete storyline ready to then film. And I think they should do a kind of mixed bag type deal, like how Marvel did, where they had a mix between movies and TV shows that are interwoven, that work well together. I don't think every member of the Justice League needs their own film, but they can do some better with, say, a TV show, and not even a long one. I'd say a single season, 6, 7, 8 episodes at the most to introduce the character, like Martian Manhunter. Martian Manhunter would be an absolutely fantastic character to not give a film for, but give him a series, a short series, maybe 6 episodes. Start the first episode with, his origin on Mars. Maybe play up the first couple episodes showing the initial invasion by the creatures that would eventually decimate his entire species, leaving him the last remaining Martian. And then have, say, the final episode be his trip to Earth, and say the final scene be his eventual discovery by Superman or another character, major character. Like something short-lived like that. Cyborg would be another great one to have a short series for, where again they showed his life before becoming Cyborg, and then during the course of the show, we see the process. We see what eventually would lead to him becoming Cyborg. So there's opportunities here that they're creating with this singular film, and it's a good start. But they need to keep it going. They can't just use this movie and try to introduce like 25 different characters, because it's going to blow up in their face. If you try to do too much too quickly, you're going to run into the problem that they had before, which is, again, they tried to do too much too quickly and ended up falling right on their face. So they should do a kind of mixed bag type deal between movies and TV shows. Give some of the more well-known, big-name characters a solo film or a series of films, maybe. So it's not really also needed a series of films. With some of these characters being so iconic that even non-comic book readers know who they are, know their origin story. You know what I mean? So they need to take this opportunity and use it as a reintroduction to the DC cinematic universe, and properly instill and properly introduce characters. Give them more believable reasons to want to interact with each other, to then eventually leading to their Avengers film, which would be the Justice League, which I am looking forward to a now more cohesive idea of what the Justice League would look like on film. What the Justice League would look like on film. The idea of getting this right should be their number one priority at DC. Introducing the characters in a cohesive, thoughtful manner, interweave their stories, so that when the time comes that they need to come together for a unified threat, it's more believable. It's more complete. And we get a proper Justice League, a meeting of the heroes, unification of the heroes. But again, this all comes down to how well the Flash uses the opportunity. And I'm talking about the film, not the character. This Flash film needs to be nothing less of a complete and utter restart and reintroduction for certain characters, a initial introduction for a couple others, and then leave open the opportunity for others to come in, because again, this should be Flashpoint. We can only hope that they full on fingers crossed hope that this is what it needs to be and nothing less. And that that DC is put in a position to more favorably execute better storylines with, again, characters that many people already know, introduce some new ones that people may not be too familiar with, and ultimately give us what DC fans have been wanting for a long time, which is an accurate, well acted, and complete Justice League going forward. Again, fingers crossed. Yes, I am free this Saturday. We can go ahead and chat about this for sure. Yeah, I only hope, again, this is used for what it's going to be used for, or what it needs to be used for. This is nothing short of just an opportunity that they need to run with, that they need to grab hold and make use of it. So we'll see. We shall see. So, I'm here at work, parked, ready to go. We'll go ahead and pick this up again tomorrow, or new conversation tomorrow around the same time, 3:30ish, for another episode of me driving to work. Again, Wednesdays, no streaming from home. Thursday, I have a special treat. I will talk about it tomorrow. And then Friday, if I can ever get this game working, we'll play World War III. If it does not work, then we'll do the fallback and play Fortnite. So, until tomorrow, 3:30ish, back here on the channel, Black Hood Crew on YouTube and Facebook. My name directly on Twitch, Twitter, Steam, Trovo, TikTok, Instagram. Thank you. It's a default music with Restream. So, until tomorrow, have a good day, have a good night, and be excellent to each other. Take it easy.